She is holding the infant. He is holding the menorah over the wound. He is holding a dress out from inside the closet. She is holding the phone out to him. He is holding up a glass to his eye. He holds up a bandaged hand. She holds the picture of him up to his face. He grabs her doll to hold it upside down. She holds the candy in front of his face. She is trying to hold back the struggling cat. She holds up her finger to show off her engagement ring. I made him hold off for another 45 minutes. We're holding up the people behind us. Hold on a second. It turns out he wasn't very good at holding his tongue. How are you holding up? You can stop holding your stomach in. I'm bursting. Can you hold it in? Hold it in. If you held still, it wouldn't hurt as much as it does. I always remember when she would laugh or put her hands over my eyes so that I wouldn't be scared. I never should have put so much on your shoulders. He puts a blanket over his kids. You just put it back where you found it. She puts the phone to her chest. He puts the box directly into Christina's hand. She is putting on makeup. I was putting on my jacket. It is really cold outside. You had better put this on. Did you put on sunscreen? He puts labels on everything. Put him on the phone. I finally got put him to sleep. You might want to put the kids to bed for this one. He has more money than all of us put together. I had your initials put engraved on it. I was filling out my friend's form, and instead of putting her information, I put mine. You put them in jail for a long time. I just wanted to put a nice memory in your head. I will just put an end to it. They're putting you out of business. Me put together my furniture. Could you make sure we put through the paperwork on this? He put out fire by peeing. She wouldn't even come out of her room. May I come in? This is where you come in. Will he ever come back? What did you come back for? Why did you come back? How come you came back? Why don't you come over tonight? Want to come over and join us? Would you come back inside? He comes back from bathroom. She comes into the room behind them. Could you come and help me with the spaghetti? She stopped talking the minute he came in. I was called and I came. What's up? I loved that you came. We came back from our walk and the phone was ringing. I just came by to pick up my stuff. It took you all night to come up with that plan? Doesn't this come with a side salad? You got a long way to go to pull this off. I have a party to go to. I'll go wherever you will go. I'm getting my hair done, and I was thinking that we could go to the movies. How's that sound? Now I have to go down there and deal with them. Nothing's gonna go back to the way it was. All I want is for things to go back to the way they used to be. I just want things to go back to the way they used to be. Wait, go back to that sibling thing. I'm gonna go get her ready. I'm gonna go check up on your friend. Why don't you go get dressed? Why aren't you dressed yet? You are not getting dressed. I hope that you appreciate what I go through for you. I don't want her to go through what I went through with him. Of all my friends, no one knows the crap I go through with my mom more than you. Let's go away this weekend. Why don't the four of us go out and have dinner together tonight? You're gonna go back to being exactly who you were because that's who you are. We decided to go into the restaurant business. You know what would go great with that shirt? The meeting with the guy went great. I think something went wrong with the mission. How did it go with her? How did it go? Do you really want to know how it went? I went too far. This has gone a little too far. Where do you think he went? It wasn't until a month went by that he finally opened his mouth to say more than 2 words to somebody. As it turned out that somebody was me. Did you see where they went? Would it help if I went with you? That would be very helpful. I believe if things had gone on that way, this place would have got the best of him. She has gone off on her own to look for the cat's owner. I am just about to leave. My mom wouldn't leave me behind. When does your plane leave? I suggest you not leave. The reason why I wanted to see you tonight was because that I am gonna leave tomorrow. I didn't want to say goodbye. They walk off and leave him. They are preparing to leave for the funeral. I wanted to wish her a happy birthday before I left. Just leave this room the way it is. Let's just leave it there for a while. You have nothing left to lose. You've still got one wish left. I want to be left alone. Did you get any of the messages I left you? I do know what it feels like to be left out. Isn't that the guy she dumped left you for? These pants and this shirt are the only things I have left that fit me. You know what you are left with. What you are left with is trust. She turns back to Jason, then to Christina. Did you try turning the knob back the other way? Tim turns around and sees his face on a poster in the subway. It turns out he wasn't very good at holding his tongue. Turns out he's not quite what we thought he was. It wasn't until a month went by that he finally opened his mouth to say more than 2 words to somebody. As it turned out, that somebody was me. I take it black. She takes a sip of her drink. I'm taking pills and having injections. I am told it won't last long. What would it take for you to get me an invite to that party? What is it gonna take for you to not talk to her about this? What is it going to take for me to get my satchel back? I'd take 20 more years just to have another 3 days with you. Do you mind if I take a rain check? Can I take a rain check? Can you take out the garbage on your way out? Can I take a picture with you? Could you take a picture of us? What did you take a picture of? What is taking so long? I don't know why it takes so long. What took so long? How long did it take you to figure that out? A. How much longer is it gonna take? B. About another 30 minutes. Are you saying that I should take it? B. Yes, that is what I would do. It took you all night to come up with that plan? This is what it takes. I don't know if he has what it takes. I hurt my leg jumping out of a second-floor window at a hospital. They'd taken me to get my appendix out. That's how I got out. I was hoping you would take me to see the floating lights. I knew that would make Dad take my side. Maybe it'll take my mind off it. I can't take my eyes off of you. An old woman takes Christina's clothes off the machine and begins loading it with her things. I take the dead flowers out of the vase. I take credit for him. I hope you are not taking any risks yourself. She took me by surprise. After all these years, I thought Christina took after her father. I hope you see to it that this situation is taken care of. Tim looks in his wallet and pulls out $2. Everyone follows her to the living room. A girl pulls him aside. The nurse pulled the blanket over her. It's just like pulling off a band-aid. Just do it really fast. He kisses her and pulls her back down. You got a long way to go to pull this off. He got pulled over for speeding. You can't just walk over to the wall and tell me if his picture's there. How did you get here so fast? B. Well, I happened to be walking nearby when you called. He walks over to where Christina is standing. She walks over near Jason. They walk off and leave him. She walks away towards the door. He walks away from the table. She walks away from him, laughing. He walks back to couch, where Christina is. She walks into kitchen to talk on the phone. A beautiful woman walks by Tim, and he stares at her. Tim closes his eyes and walks around with arms spread. She walks down the hall. She gets up and walks across the hallway. He runs off down the hall. The cat runs away from her. Tim runs off and she runs after him. You get coffee and run errands. I have a few errands to run. I am out running an errand. Heart disease runs in my family. I got so many thoughts running through my mind. We ran into her parents at the club. Can you do me a favor? Can I ask you a favor? Will this do the trick? What do you do for a living? What do we do? What are we gonna do? What does that it do? What do you usually do with your friends? What does it have to do with me? What has that got to do with this? What would you do that for? What are you gonna do with him? What should we do with them? What do you suggest we do with them? What can I do for you? What would you do? What exactly is it that you do anyway? What exactly is it that you do there? Why on earth would I want to do that? A. I have a big surprise. B. I do too. I bet my surprise is bigger. He looks like his mother. B. Yes, he does, doesn't he? Why do people do what they do? I don't know what I would do without you. All I do is what he tells me to do. This isn't the way we do things. All I'll need to do is get this thing going. How did he do that? He deserves to die. Those pearls do look better on you than they did in my safe. I wish I made twice as much money as I do now. By using the internet, we do our shopping from home. Have you done it yet? A. Have you ever done this before? Equals you have done this before, haven't you? B. Of course, I have. Haven't you ever done this before? What have you done? What have you been doing? I'm getting my hair done, and I was thinking that we could go to the movies. How's that sound? Who could have done this? Why didn't you do that earlier? B. I couldn't have done that without you. That is what I would have done. Do you realize what you could have done? You're angry at me for doing what you could have done. What time do you think it will be done? I just did what I had to do, what had to be done. He is a great person to work with. I am gonna be working late tonight. Who does he work for? How long did you say you have been working on it? That's what you've been working on for the past 2 hours. We have been working together for a while. I got off work early. I don't have a thing to wear to work. I'm so sleep deprived that I've shown up to work before wearing 2 different pairs of shoes. I have to be at work in 20 minutes. Sorry I'm late. I was stuck at work. That will work. How does it work? Why isn't it working? We have to get it to work. How amazing would it be if this worked out? I hope everything works out. This thing has really got me worked up. She lies down and rests her head in his lap. He is lying on his back with his wife squatting over him, checking to see if he's injured. People. Last time there were some empty yogurt containers lying around after class. Let's not have that happen again. I can't believe that she straight up lied to make me look like a total slacker. I can't tell if they're lying. I just feel bad lying to her. The cushion she was leaning against falls off of the balcony. This must be where it fell. Voters fall into 3 main categories. Remember back in college when he fell in love with her? Can we just drop this, please? I don't want to talk about it. I just wanted to drop off these copies of my book for your friends. She is disgustedly dropping the underwear back into the bag. She bends down to pick it up. I just came by to pick up my stuff. If you had to pick one of us to date, who would it be? I am supposed to pick up a friend at the airport. Why are you always picking on him? They're like coyotes picking off the weak members of the herd. They have backed their chairs away from one another. She gives him a look and the guys back off. What did you bring her for? What brings you to my home? Did you bring what I asked for? She brings over a tray. We went out to dinner, and then I brought her back to my place. On my way over here, I stepped in gum. Step aside, please. She bends down to pick it up. She bends down and talks to him. The guys all duck under the table.